Welcome back, Stingers. As Scorpio season creeps upon us, I'll be posting more thought-provoking videos because a lot of your brains are asleep at the wheel. Some of you are under the impression that if you can just tweak yourself or find that quote-unquote evolved Scorpio, you'd have the perfect relationship, when the truth is you're never going to be compatible. In this video, I'm going to talk about 4 zodiac signs that are just bad for Scorpios. Some of you will be really upset and want to lash out at the computer screen. Guess what? I don't care. I'll see you in the comment section. If you're new to my channel, thank you. ScorpioSunScorpioMoon is the first YouTube channel ever about Scorpios by a real Scorpio. But my channel is not just about Scorpios or astrology. It's about transformation, self-esteem, and evolution through the eyes of Scorpio. Before we get deep, remember to subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Follow me on Instagram for more behind-the-scenes conversations. Support me on Patreon where you get access to personal vlogs and exclusive videos. Your questions can be answered by sending $2 to PayPal. Then email your question and allow 1 to 2 days for a response. All of the details will be in the description of this video. Number 1, Aries. So you think because Scorpio and Aries share the same ruler Mars, that means they're going to click right away and have this blissful relationship. I'm going to tell you why that's not going to happen. Let's take an honest look at the Aries temperament. They're number 1 in the zodiac. Number 1 people need to be first at all costs. They also have to have the last word. It makes them feel like they've won. Aries are the babies of the zodiac, and that's how they behave. They're impatient. They always need this instant gratification. They lack stability. They love to chase, but when they either run out of steam or feel like they've conquered something, they look elsewhere. Aries is also the most direct sign of all. If something is not obvious, they will not try and figure it out. They don't pick up on emotional vibes. They'll just flat out assume that if you don't respond, there isn't a problem. Now let's get to why Aries is a waste of time with a Scorpio. Not only is Scorpio ruled by Mars, but they also have the powerful, dark, magnetic energy of Pluto. They don't use force to get what they want. They operate on feelings, making it easy for them to read people and patiently just sit back and draw others to them. Their quiet nature will infuriate Aries, who needs everything spelled out for them. The aggressive in-your-face approach will not work either. That'll just make Scorpio completely shut down, blocking them out emotionally. Aries needs a lot of stimulation. They love to butt heads with people just to show their strength. Scorpio will not play along. They will use their silence as weapons. Scorpios do not have to have the last word either. In fact, they don't have to have any word. You ever notice when a Scorpio is in a relationship with an Aries, they get the most watered down Aries they could find? I mean, like Aries with a Cancer moon and rising, or a Scorpio moon and a ton of Pisces. It's obvious that what they want is really a water sign. Scorpios, I dare you. Go date a double or triple Aries. I guarantee you it won't last 2 weeks. Number 2, Taurus. I know what you're going to say. Opposites attract. But they really don't. I mean, where were you in science class? Like elements attract each other. This is the reason why if you try and stick paper on a refrigerator, it won't stay. The reason a magnet attracts certain types of metal is because the metal contains electrons of parallel substances. Parallel meaning equivalent, likeness, duplicate, same direction, nature, or tendency. I mean, do I really have to explain to you why people form cliques, bands, and organizations? They're not looking for their opposite. They want like-minded people. When individuals talk about being the opposite of their partner, they mean surface things, like they like a different type of music or they like different types of food, but their base is always the same element. So, let's talk about why Scorpio and Taurus is a damn mess. Taurus, just like all other earth signs, operate on a practical, material existence. If they can't see it, hear it, taste it, touch it, or smell it, it's basically pointless to them. They strive to have money and things because that's their proof of who they are and what they've accomplished in life. They're slow and systematic. They operate off tangible evidence. They're possessive too, with everything they acquire, even their friends, and not because of some deep emotional bond either. When Taurus feels like they've earned something, they actually think they own it. Scorpios, doesn't that make you cringe? Ugh. Just makes my skin crawl thinking about it. On the other hand, Scorpios are emotional beings. They're feelers. They know that real depth in life is on a level you'll never be able to see. Scorpios are all about evolution, whereas Taurus strives to stay exactly the same, with just more stuff. Taurus will always mock Scorpio's deep, sensitive nature because no matter what, their stubborn personality will never let them admit that they just don't understand it. This relationship is stale, boring, and based on physical. If you ever talk to someone in a Scorpio-Taurus relationship, you'll notice they always talk about how good the sex is. Back to physical. But what they don't understand is a relationship with a Scorpio begins when you get out of bed. Then comes the fighting. You know what I think? I think Scorpio's just sitting there, plotting their next move. Well, if you thought Aries was bad, here comes their opposite. Number 3, Libra. You can always tell a Libra is around by how many times you hear the word balance. The joke is that Libra is rarely balanced, but that's all they talk about, and Scorpio couldn't give a fuck. Libras are airy-fairy and will do anything to stay in that gray area and get along. They're indecisive people pleasers and avoid anything heavy. They want the horse and carriage type of love and can't stand being alone. They don't do well in serious confrontations. So, what brings them to the 8th house? They must have got lost because a Scorpio is emotionally heavy. There's nothing balanced about them. In fact, they live in a very decisive black and white world. They will not fake flatter you. There will be no horse or carriage anywhere. And as soon as you start floating, here comes the thunderstorm. Libras will be bending over backwards trying to keep the peace. Well, I guess bending over will do the trick. But for how long? Number 4, Sagittarius. Sag are people. They love to get around and meet as many as possible. In fact, anything too consistent makes them feel like a caged animal. They can't take it. They need variety and spontaneity. They're an open book. They will tell you all their business, and they will tell yours. Sag are fun-loving, and they're light. They're the type that'll pick a fight with you in public and laugh it off. They also have a wandering eye. They can't help it. They just spread themselves too thin. Now, Scorpios, on the other hand, operate on a totally different scale. They're a one-on-one sign, and they despise a ton of people in their face. This is a big issue when in a relationship with a Sag. Scorpios don't wander. They move with purpose. They choose their partners wisely, and they like closeness. but you better not be running your mouth about their business. And making fun of them, especially in public, will cause instant fights. What people don't realize about Scorpio is that they're not an open book. And just because you spill your life doesn't mean they're going to return the favor. Scorpios will be watching all this loose behavior, and they'll never, ever trust the Sag. I hope this video has helped. For more fabulous content about Scorpios, click here. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.